Hey guys, this is Joe. I'm the Digital Astronomer, and this week I've got an unboxing and a review of a new product from a company called Move Shoot Move. Now, I have no affiliation with this company. I don't make any money from this review, but they reached out to me, asked me if I would review their new XYZ Triadapter for cell phones, and I told them I'd be glad to. They sent me this box, and today we're going to open it up and we're going to take a look at it. Stick around. I'll be right back. Okay, so here I've got the box from Move Shoot Move. I'm going to go ahead and take a second here and grab my scissors, get that undone, take out the bubble wrap, take the box out. All right, so we have the Triadapter high precision phone adapter with a picture of it on here. I've got some specifications of what you can use it for. It says you can use this for a microscope, different kinds of telescopes, even binoculars, it says. Oh, it's got instructions on the side of the packaging. I like that. One of my great complaints with a lot of astronomy equipment is you buy it and then you've got to go searching around to try to find the instructions on it. I cannot tell you how many times I've bought equipment, sometimes thousands of dollars worth of equipment, get it, and then you find out I've got to go search around on the websites looking for it. And that might not be an irritant to you, but it is to me in the max. To all the companies that make this stuff, put the instructions somewhere where people can find them. I like that. Okay, let's open the box up. Okay, right away I can see we've got another set of instructions here. Well, let's see. These are the specifications. Yeah, and there's instructions here. We've got more instructions about how to use it, even how to use the shutter remote control optional, how to fine tune it, how to get it set up. I like that. Okay, let's open comes in a nice little carrying bag. I like this. Little carrying bag. Okay, let's get this out here. The first thing that I noticed that's surprising to me about this is the whole thing comes assembled. I was wholeheartedly expecting to have to sit here, read some instructions, and figure out how to assemble this thing, but it all comes put together. I like that. It also comes with a little about the size of a key fob, but a remote shutter control that you will, I imagine, definitely want to use to control your camera, shutter, and all of that kind of stuff. So very helpful. Okay, so let's look at this here thing. Let me go ahead and look at these instructions real quick. I did bring out an eyepiece. This is a Celestron 25mm Plazl, and so the first thing that it tells me to do is holding the adapter like this, you want to attach the eyepiece, and the eyepiece goes in here, and you can see there's a little adjustment knob that will open that up, widen this out, so we can just kind of take an eyepiece, kind of loosen it just a little bit more there, loosen it up, well, a little more than that even. Okay, once we put the eyepiece in there, we can just kind of hold that there and tighten it up. And so that's nice. That goes right around a standard 1 1/4 inch eyepiece. Tightens that up on there. And okay, so that's how we attach it to the eyepiece. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to attach the smartphone. And the way that they have this here is the smartphone is going to fit right into this little area right here. And I have got my Google 8. I've got it in a case. I'm not going to take this out of the case for a very, very simple reason. This is a new phone. I actually had a Google 6. I was out one night trying to use a polar alignment app. I took it out of the case in order to try to level my mount using the level, and ended up dropping it and just busting it to pieces. So this is a new phone. My wife will kill me if I take it out of the case, so I'm not going to do that. But also I want to see, does it fit in with the case? Most likely, if you're out at night with a telescope, you're not going to want to take the case out. So let's see. It's a little bit tight. I'm going to have to adjust it. So I'm going to squeeze this together just a little bit. And then I'm going to open up this knob. And I'm going to go a good ways here. All right, let's see. Probably need to go just a little further. And you see, I'm just squeezing this in just a little bit. This is spring loaded, and I'm just holding it in a little bit, undoing this. All right, so now I've got it about the right width, okay, on the phone. And I'm not really even trying to line it up with the eyepiece right now. I'm just trying to get it to set in. Tighten it up. There we go. And the reason I know I don't have to do that is I've actually looked ahead on the instructions here just a little bit, and I know that there is a fine control. So if you notice here, and I don't know if you can see it, the lens for my camera is right here, and my eyepiece is not quite centered up. So what it shows me to do is I've got some fine tuning tools here, okay? So if I turn this, it's making the eyepiece, let's see, actually this makes the eyepiece go in closer, okay? This one down here is going to make it go up or down, so I need to raise it up just a little bit. So I'm turning it counterclockwise, raising it up, okay? I'm going to go down a little further here. Again, turning it counterclockwise, moving the, I don't know if you can see it, but the gap between my cell phone camera lens and the eyepiece is getting smaller as I do that. I just want to show you how this will line up. And then also I've got a, looks like, okay, yeah, I've got a left and right adjustment. Here is the left and right adjustment. So if you watch it, it moves the camera over. And doing that, I can get my camera pretty well set up. Centered it up on my eyepiece. Now I'm just eyeballing it there, but that's pretty cool. I like that. And then of course you would set this inside of the visual back on your telescope or your right angle adapter, and there you go. You turn it on, and let's see. Let's just look through the camera and see if we can see anything here. Let me turn that around. Oh my, yeah. I don't know if you could see that, but you could see there, you could see the circle. You could see the eyepiece there. Of course, nothing's in focus there, but I'm putting my finger behind it a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. But anyways, pretty cool little adapter. Now, let me give you my first impressions of it. Let me tell you what I like about it. I don't have a lot of experience with these camera adapters. I don't own one. I guess I do now, but I hadn't owned one in the past. And most of the ones that I have seen in the past, I really wasn't very impressed with. And but this one, a couple of things that I really am impressed with it about is, first of all, the overall quality of the build. This adapter, it looks quality. All right, and everything about it's got a nice aluminum body to it. Some of the ones that I've seen, the phone adapters are plastic. They're kind of cheap looking. They also have kind of rough controls, and these controls on this, just watching them as I'm turning there, are very fine. You can really make fine, small adjustments here, and that's going to be very helpful. You know, if you're out with a telescope and you're trying to get things set up, you want everything, all of the adjustments to work very, very smoothly. And so I like that. it's pretty light. I see on here on the specifications, it basically weighs a half a pound. Okay, and so that's not very much. When you add a cell phone, of course, you're adding a little bit more weight. I would say that my Google, just kind of holding them here in my Google Pixel, is heavier than the cell phone adapter. You're probably putting a total of about a pound on the back of your telescope between these two, probably a little over a pound. I'm going to imagine that this weighs just over, maybe just over half a pound, just comparing it. That's not a lot. I would say if you have a small telescope that's not on a good mount, if your mount isn't very good, that this might, when you're putting it on there, it might be hard to keep your object centered up and everything. The way I read up a little bit on these, on how they work, is basically what you do is you get your telescope set up, put your eyepiece in there, find the object that you want to take a picture of, get it centered up in the eyepiece, and then you just focus it with the eyepiece. You get your focus done, and then you're going to put this on and begin to take your pictures. Very, very simple. They also have instructions here, and I'm not going to do this right now, but they have very simple instructions on how to set up the Bluetooth shutter, and so that you can not even, once you get this put on the telescope and you get everything adjusted the way you want it as far as the framing, you don't have to touch it again. Then you can set down, you can click on this. If you want to take a short video, maybe if you're doing lunar imaging, would be very, very simple. Or if you wanted to take a series of pictures and then stack them, I'm sure that you're able to do that as well. Overall, I'm going to tell you, this is the best cell phone camera adapter that I have seen. The only other ones I've seen is I've seen a couple of different ones from Celestron. The Celestron does have an XYZ kind of adapter that has all of these fine adjustments on it. I have seen that one. Do not own it. But really wasn't very impressed with it. I would say that this has a much better quality build than the XYZ, and I imagine you're going to pay for that a little bit as you go. And so this is a little bit more of an expensive item, I believe, than the Celestron XYZ, but I think it's well worth it if this is the route you're going to go. And by the way, using a cell phone adapter is a great way to get started. Rather than spending $1,000 on a new, a dedicated astro camera, if you want to get started in astrophotography and you already have a cell phone, use it. Makes it very, very simple. You don't have to buy a real expensive dedicated astro camera, and you should be able to get some decent pictures out of it. So overall, Move, Shoot, Move, great product. I'm very impressed with it. I love the packaging. I love the instructions. I love the quality of the build. The fine adjustments on here are very good, very, very smooth. The one thing that I did notice on here is with this, as you're opening up these claws right here to put your cell phone in, one thing I did notice is that if there's pressure, if the spring loading is against this, that sometimes it actually loosens. Let me just show you what I mean. It will loosen this knob off. You see, that knob there will come off if I hold it. And so what I was doing, and I just kind of did this instinctively because I've had other products that have done this, is I just kind of taken the pressure off of it. So what I would say is anytime that you're adjusting this to make this wider or more narrow, you're probably better off of taking the pressure off, just kind of squeezing it together, taking the pressure off, than using this knob. That's the only knock that I have on it. That's the only thing that I've saw on this that maybe I would change around. So overall, very good product. Thank you, Move Shoot Move for sending this to me. I'm looking forward to getting out there and playing with it. Actually, I think I'm going to donate this to a young man who I know who just got a new, who is getting, I should say, this is December 23rd. I know for a fact that he's getting a telescope for Christmas. And so I think I'm going to give this to a young man get him started in astrophotography. So Merry Christmas, Micah. I'm going to give this to you. All right. Thanks for tuning in today.